2023 had over 20 games with a Metacritic score above 90, something that hasn't been achieved since 2011. But I would still argue that this has been one of the worst years in gaming for years. I'll tell you why. This year was packed with one incredible release after another, so much so that I heard a lot of people talking about how 2023 is the best year in gaming in a long time, or even saying that this has been the best year ever. And I agree, from a certain point of view. I mean, we got awesome AAA games like Spider-Man 2, Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3, superb remakes and remasters like Resident Evil 4 and Metroid Prime, and fantastic indie games like Cocoon, Dave the Diver and Sea of Stars, all of which got a 90+ Metacritic rating, by the way. And personally, this year has already given me a few 10 out of 10 games. So my top 10 games of 2023 list will be a hell lot of fun to work on. So from a game release point of view, 2023 has been absolutely insane. And still, there's something that is much more important for all of us. The gaming industry is in trouble. The news that hit us this year has been terrible. A whole lot of studios shut down. Volition Games, the studio behind Saints Row, closed its door after nearly 30 years of game development. The decision to close the studio was attributed by an evaluation by Embracer Group as part of its ongoing restructuring program. So it says on GameIndustry.biz, and which sounds like a PR term to me and probably translates to financial reasons. Volition's last game, the Saints Row Rebirth from 2022, wasn't received very well by critics and players alike. This resulted in a financial flop. After all, this game cost $100 million to create. Mimimi Games, a German-based developer, was shut down this year, probably also because their latest game, Shadow Gambit, didn't really get a good reception. Other studios that have been closed this year include Puny Human, Vampool, CyberConnect 2 Montreal, Antimatter Games, and a couple more. Horrible news, especially for everyone who lost a job because of that. And speaking of lost jobs, there have been a ton of layoffs this year too. From major studios like Naughty Dog, Blizzard, Crystal Dynamics, Ubisoft, Bungie, and many more. Over 6,000 gaming jobs have been lost this year. Unity fired 900 people in one go. Epic fired over 800 and EA almost 400 people. I mean, that's crazy. Well, to be fair, most of these shutdowns and layoffs have hit larger companies. But there was really bad news for many indie studios as well. Unity had this brilliant idea to charge devs for every single install of a game that uses the Unity engine. While this may start at 200,000 installs or $200,000 sales revenue, which doesn't sound too bad at first, this also includes installs of demos, every install on a new device, and even pirated copies. The price for an install ranges from 1 cent to 20 cents, which would end up in a disaster for some devs, especially indie studios. Weren't indie studios something that we should actually particularly promote? Instead, this actively destroys the work of some devs. Imagine you're an indie dev creating a game for the last 5 years with the Unity engine, and now you hear this news before your game releases next year. I mean, what the f***? Massive Monster, the studio behind the indie hit Cult of the Lamb, announced that they will delete their game from every platform if Unity is being serious about it. Well, this turned out to be a joke in the end, but in fact, the studio said that future projects will be delayed because of that. But what now? Is the game industry dying and we will soon not be able to do our favorite hobby ever again? No, I don't think so. Global sales in the gaming industry are increasing from year to year, and market growth is 9.6%, so pretty good. Overall, video games are the most lucrative entertainment medium, more lucrative than books, movies and music. And there is no reason to believe that this will change anytime soon. So why did I say that the gaming industry is in trouble a minute ago? Well, the answer is simple. It's money. Developing a game has never been more complex and expensive than today. On the other hand, and this probably isn't a bold theory, people are not willing to pay even more money on games. At least not much more. Here in Europe, a AAA game currently costs around 80 euros. That is a lot of money, and this will soon reach a limit. What that means for game developers and publishers is that the profit for games will overall decrease. So my theory is that all the money these companies save from closing studios and all the layoffs will inevitably have an effect on the overall quality of the games. And lower quality games mean worse sales in the long term. Many studios lost a lot of devs, something there can't be a real compensation for. Well, AI isn't doing the job. This means less people have to either do more work to compensate for the weakened manpower, or development will take more time. But that actually wouldn't make much sense, since that would also cost a lot of money. So how do devs secure that their game will be profitable in the future? For a couple of publishers, this means more microtransactions, since the effort going in is far less than actually developing a game, and the profit is insane. Yeah, looking at you, EA and Blizzard. For other devs, this means creating a game with less people while maintaining a certain degree of quality is a much bigger challenge than before, and implementing microtransactions isn't really an option. So an indie dev, for example, has two options. One is to take that financial risk, release a game and do as much marketing as you can to promote it. Another option would be getting money from a publisher, but that will lead to a dependency that could ultimately lead to another one of these headlines I told you about earlier. So what then? Are we all doomed? No. The solution to this is a change of mind in all the people in charge or in control over the money. I discussed this already in another video. I think the key to having a successful game company is to focus on creating art again instead of releasing one product after another. Art is what really resonates with people in the long term, and what people will always remember, and that ultimately will bring them back to the company that brought this art to the public. I mean, we remember games like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII because they were a piece of art and resonated with us. I can't imagine anyone in 15 years remembering Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for its good campaign. Yes, it may sell well now and have an audience, but this generic, let's call it short-term entertainment, is much more fragile than trying to reach the player's emotions. I'm very sure that deep emotions attract more people than a short feeling of excitement and simple entertainment. Obviously, I'm not a market analyst, and I'm sure that the big companies know their customers very well and know what they want. My theory is that people will eventually get sick of this kind of entertainment, and with more people sharing their disappointment over a game on the internet, more people will yearn for something more impactful to play. So please, game devs and publishers, hire creative people, invest in them, and stop producing games and start creating games again. Thanks so much for watching. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with me, or do you think this was nonsense? Let me know in the comments. Hit that sweet subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, and also slap like if you feel like it. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.